This week on the Dirt Head Shed, we're answering that age-old question. Can you paint graphics with nail polish on the hood of your Mazda and then bury it in automotive grade clear? You'll find out. That is bright. Kind of weird colors. Yo, welcome back into the Dirt Head Shed. I'm David, and this week we are going to try to bust out some cool custom graphics on the hood of the Mazda. I am going to try a technique that I have never, well, I have tried it in years past. I did try it. I'm going to use nail polish as my base coat for the colorful graphics, because if you have to go out and buy a color for each of these graphics and you don't paint all the time, it is a fortune. So I spent 40 bucks at the Dollar General, and I'm hoping, if all goes well, we can bust out a pretty cool old school graphic on the hood of this truck. Let's see if it's gonna work. It's gotta work. We're gonna do it, and if it doesn't, we'll sand it off. Some of you might know that my favorite projects in the shop are oftentimes doing kind of crummy paint work. I haven't done a whole lot of it on the Dirt Head Shed, but like on Dirt Every Day, we used to throw a Dirt Every Day stencil on pretty much every vehicle that we did, and it was always a bunch of fun. I'm going to take it one step further this week. I want to do a Dirt Head Shed stencil of some sort, but I also want to bust out some sort of cool graphic that you might have seen on a truck in the 80s or 90s, or maybe a boat. And in order to get the colors, I went to the Dollar General. I got, I think, 15 bottles of paint here, nail polish. So we're gonna go ahead and see what we can come up with these colors that I got. I did, however, long ago, I painted a set of wheels like a really boring champagne gold color. And it was like, it wasn't very fun at all. So what I did is I went down to dollar store and I picked up this yellow gold pearl metallic, and I put that in with a clear coat and I sprayed that over the top of the boring champagne gold, and all of a sudden I had a really cool color on these wheels. So I have messed with using nail polish as automotive paint, sort of, but I've never gone to this extent. Also, I am not a very good artist, or am I very good at laying out graphics? So you're gonna have to bear with me. I'm gonna be learning as we go. I have worked with really good artists in the past, so I'm kind of picky, but that doesn't mean I actually know what I'm doing. So let's tear into this and see what we're actually gonna try and accomplish here. These colors though, these colors are amazing. For $2.50, I got this like purple, blue, pearl, metallic, like all sorts of good colors. It's amazing. This teal is like so good. We'll see if I have enough to actually like put it in a gun, thin it out, and make something cool out of it. We'll figure it out as we go. That's what we do. My first move on this is gonna be to DA down the hood and smooth this out a little bit. I had already tried to do that roll-on clear on this, and it's pretty heavily textured. I sanded on it just a little bit, but it is not flat yet. So we're gonna give the old DA with some 320 a shot and see if I can kind of knock this down and get it smooth so we have something that the paint will stick to and is a little smoother than the texture that it's got right now. Oh boy, you're gonna have to be careful there. .320 is really aggressive for this. You would normally want to like prep this with like 600 for paint, so that you just are going like in to smooth the clear coat out a little bit. some pretty big drips and imperfections in this from doing it as a roll-on paint. Some of that will fix and some of it we're not. Some of it we're just gonna have to scuff with a Scotch-Brite and then clear over it and kind of try and bury it. This is definitely taking it down though. I think next up we should bag this thing. I've got plenty of this plastic, so we might as well mask this off basically as easy as possible. There we go. Total like half decent bag job. If you look from here, it's really good. I just like forgot to do that half. Anyways, the hood is sanded down, scuffed up. It is as ready for paint as I'm gonna get it. I wanted to do maybe some work up on the roof too, but I think as far as proof of concept, just to see if the nail polish will mix with reducers and spray on here out of a regular paint gun, I say we stick to just doing the hood. Let's focus on that. If it works, we're gonna be stoked. If it doesn't, then at least I've only screwed up the hood of my truck and not the roof or the whole sides of it or something. Everything I'm using is either kind of dollar store, Home Depot, or I did have to get some 1/4-inch fine line tape from O'Reilly Auto Parts. I am gonna use good clear coat though. We'll be using Poppy's Patina glossed out clear on this, and we'll be shooting it and try to shoot all of this out of the spray guns I have. First up, we're going for the big flake. Sally Hansen Extreme Wear, and this is called Strobe Light. To me, it just looks kind of like a really heavy clear with a bunch of silver or platinum rainbow flake in it. Let's see what we got. Here's $2.50. I think I'm gonna find out that I probably didn't buy enough of every color, but we'll find that out together. This is just acetone from Napa. I probably just put too much of that in there. It's mixing, it's kind of a decent thickness. All right, I guess we're just gonna spray some paint on this hood. There we go. Shaking the gun a lot here just to try and keep the flake moving. The flake is overly thinned and it's just sort of bouncing around. That didn't work very well at all. Okay. Step one with the flake didn't work. I think what happened with the flake is that typically on metal flake you need to shoot it like in a binder, basically in a clear coat or in like what's called an inner coat clear, which is basically, it's just a clear that's made to suspend flake so that it stays suspended in the clear coat and lays out. And then the clear actually is what makes it stick onto the car. We didn't have any of that action going on. It was like, basically I was just shooting flake on its own right in the acetone. There wasn't enough of a binder in it. I want to lay out my dirt head shed graphic first. The goal is to have that in black over, I wanted it over flake, but that didn't happen. Let's find a different color. Let's try it over this blue. This is kind of it's almost like a slate blue, like that new Toyota Tacomas, you know? And this is what's called a gel. The gel polishes, sometimes they have to have UV light to cure. This one says does not require UV light. Remember to dig your BBs out of the nail polish before you put it into your paint gun. Man, that's not much paint. Let's go see if we can make a cool effect with it. That's it. That was it. That was a whole thing. Let's see if we can get some more paint out of that. It just kind of creates like a candy, you know? That's it. Dang. We really aren't making moves very fast, are we? I think what we might do is just grab the stencils and lay out a Dirt Head Shed logo on the hood and see if we can use these colors to shade or shadow it enough to where it pops, and kind of see what we can accomplish with that. I really want to see like the metallics in this purple and the metallics in this like rose or whatever color. See how it comes together. What the heck is this color called? Ravish. I'm not buying it. All right, let's throw down a cool Dirt Head Shed logo. Showed about three stencil packets. I didn't even look at the container to see what it had. If it had like doubles and triples of anything, or if it was bare minimum, which it is. It's all right. We got this. The purple looks good though. I'm gonna mix up another one of these. It seems like that color is so far the only one that's actually kind of worked. Let's go spray the shed. This is silly. That was it. Dang it. We're running out of paint quick. I was really expecting this to kind of go a little bit farther than it is, but proof of concept. Can you do it? We're kind of finding that out. That's it. That's all we got for purple. We got the Dirt Head Shed on there. Let's see how it looks. All right, 2 cans of that purple was enough to make kind of a cool Dirt Head Shed silhouette stencil. I'm a little worried that we're not going to have enough paint to like make big moves. So the next round, I'm going to actually mix up like these 4 together to create a color, like a purple, a teal, and 2 pearl whites. And hopefully that's enough to do a cool graphic on here. So I think first up I need to lay out some sort of stripe pattern that I was thinking in my mind. It's just going to have to get shrunk down and not be quite as massive as I was hoping. So let me break out some fine line tape. This was some 1/4 inch masking tape. I bought at O'Reilly this morning. It was $5 a roll, and this is kind of what you use for laying out graphics. Usually use 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch. I'm going for 1/4 because that's all they had. What I was thinking, I'm not gonna bother getting super symmetrical with this. I was thinking maybe just do like a stripe that comes down that side and then maybe comes over here and ends in this area. And if that ends up looking pretty cool, I could kind of continue it back up here. All right, I can dig this. Let's try the fine line now. Something's gonna happen. I don't know. There we go. Start of a layout. I kind of feel like I'm gonna run out of paint by the time I do this much work, so we kind of got to keep this thing relatively small. Check that out. I got this thing all taped up and looking pretty good. So the first thing I'm going to do is shoot my pinstripe, the like outer border of all this, because I don't know how to pinstripe for real. So what we're going to do is take these 2 black nail polishes and this one blue one. We're going to mix those together. we're going to shoot a border around this thing with whatever blue-black color comes out of there. Then I'll show you how I mask that off so that we end up with a border, and then we can shoot our colors. Oh, that one smells like nail polish at least. None of this other stuff has even had that like cool smell to it. That one's done. Dig the ball bearing out of there. Here we go. I really just need to get the very edges of these panels, but I have a feeling these panels are so small, we're going to end up just covering them all the way. The goal here is to kind of border them. Ooh, getting a little heavy with it there. I don't know what we're doing, but we're doing it. I got a good base going on here with the black. I just ran out. Let that dry. Kind of stoked now. We're actually making some moves. Oh, dang. I got an extra color I forgot about. That can go over here. That black with the little bit of blue in it base coat is dry. And now it's time to do our pinstripe. Basically, I've got my tape edge right here and then paint right there. I'm going to cover the paint and go right up to the edge of the tape. And that's what's going to give me my 1/4 inch black pinstripe around the edge of these graphics. This is where it would have been really cool to have some 1/8 inch striping or masking tape, because the 1/4 inch pinstripe is going to look a little bit chunky. But it's what we got, and it's going to be good enough. So, right there, boom. That's covering up that black. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to run tape along the outside of that, just in case I have like a little gap. I'll just make sure I don't get overspray in case I didn't get the tape line perfect, which I'm sure I didn't. All right, the pinstripe is all masked off. Thing looks cool. Something's going to happen. Let's figure out what I want to do. I think I'm going to do the center of everything in this bright orange and red combination. And maybe I'll throw one of these in with it just in case I am running low. Actually, you know what? I should probably do this concoction in the middle of it. All right, let me mix this up, and hopefully this stuff covers kind of good because it's going over black, so it could get kind of weird. We'll see. This is fun. This is fun. Come on, get out of there. We got some empties going on. Here's the orange with a little bit of red in it, and we'll throw whatever color this is on top. That'll give it some metallic and pearl and all that. The pearl and flake and stuff in this ravish color is gonna hopefully make this color pop pretty good. I'm stoked that these colors are actually kind of making colors and not just ending up with brown. Seems like every time you play paint chemist, you just end up with brown all the time. Here we go. Yeah, there's a bunch of flake in that. I love it. I got enough for one more pass. Yeah, we got a bunch in here. I might be able to get like actual good coverage on here. That's it. Done. Rad. A lot of pearl or flake or something in it. We'll see if it pops off after we clear coat the whole thing. Here we go. This is the last of our colors. pretty good looking blue, silver kind of color. This is the last of the paint I have. Not much left. So yeah, this will have a ton of flake and pearl in it. And what I'm going to do is take this soapy water, get it to where there's some actual soap in it. We're going to take the soapy water and I'm going to spray down the paint that's on here now and try to give myself a droplet effect. I want to have this red showing through quite a bit, but I want to have like the droplet effect with that blue sort of as a halo outline to it. It might not work very good because some of these spots are really small, but we'll see how it goes. I want droplet effects. We'll see how it works. I don't know if I was supposed to let the paint drop or the water drop sit on here for longer or just go for it. So we're just going for it. I don't know how it's gonna look, and I don't feel like I need to like add more to it. Now we wait. Hopefully we get some sort of red coming through with a little blue. I don't know. Maybe I should have used more. Maybe I should have used more soap in there so that we had some differentiation. I don't know. I guess we just let this dry and then I'll go over and I'll wipe it off. I'll go over and wipe it off and we'll see how it looks. All right, I think the water's dry, the paint is dry. Now we take some more water on a rag and see if we can kind of create this look. Basically, you're just kind of trying to reactivate that soap and water and scrub away the spots that had paint on top of like the bubbles, you know? Back in the day, to do the water drop effect, a lot of times we would use compound, like polishing compound, because you can really like, you can get the drop look, but it can be like on a vertical side surface, you know? It looks good. It's kind of brighter than, and I don't know. Yeah, it's good. All right, let's start peeling tape. Let's see what this actually is going to look like. That's funny. First thing you see is the crummy old factory blue. All right, this is gonna be good. If all goes well, there will be a black pinstripe in here somewhere. All right, there's the black pinstripe against the blue factory color. This is gonna be neat. I mean, it might be kind of tacky, but whatever. Well, the colors are a little funky, but I'm gonna own it, and we're gonna bury this in clear. I'm gonna mix up some of that Poppy's Patina stuff, and we will shoot this thing, and if I'm embarrassed to drive it, I will sand it down and reshoot it all teal, but we gotta at least see if we can put clear coat over this nail polish, which looks exactly like nail polish. Weird. All right, we're going with the Poppy's Patina glossed out clear. This is a 4:1 mix ratio, I believe. I should probably check the paperwork. Pretty sure it's 4:1. Let's go ahead and bury this thing. Here we go. Get kind of a light cut on here first and let it tack. And then we can start with the heavier coats to try and bury the edges on that graphic. Oh wow, it is bright. It is gonna be bright. I'm gonna have to mix up another batch. Hold please. Look at that purple is just popping off. Holy cow. That is bright. Kind of weird colors. I'm gonna have to call that good enough. I got enough for like a half of a coat, which isn't gonna do anything but cause problems. So that's where we're at right now. I'm gonna let it dry for a little bit. We'll unmask the truck and check it out. It's pretty wild looking. Pretty wild. I kind of am learning to love it. The purple over here is insane looking. Who's ready to see how this paint job looks in the daylight? Is it still on there? It didn't freak out? It looks amazing. Clear's all dry. Plastic's off of it. Let's go get this thing out in the sun. Come on, little truck. Ooh, the lifter tick went away quick today. What do you think of the hood? Does it look all right? I'm trying to find some good sunlight to stop and check this out in, but it is smoky up here, man. I think it's looking okay. It's pretty bold. Pretty bold. Let's pull up here and see how it really looks. Here we go. Let's look at it in the sunlight. Whew, it's on there. Check it out. It's bright. It is not the right color choices, but it worked. The proof of concept is dialed. You can totally use nail polish as cool color base coats. The problem that I had is that I should have bought more bottles of the colors I really wanted. Like if I wanted a cool gold yellow color, I should have bought like 6 bottles of that and just created a cool graphic with that color. Same with like a cool teal or a cool purple. Instead, I bought sort of a mashup because I went to the dollar store that didn't have a lot of inventory. So I ended up just kind of having to buy what they had. And as you saw, I was having to mix colors together. And when you mix colors together, typically you end up with brown, you know, but apparently when you mix colors of nail polish, you end up with like shades of purple and crimson. So that's it. The proof of concept is great though. You can definitely get some cool effect. You get a lot of metallics, you get a lot of pearls. This is actually like basically like a candy purple over flake, which is neat. Had a little bit of weird like dieback where the pigment sort of comes away from the metallics on those edges, but it worked. It worked. I was even able to get those water droplet spots to work. And if I had colors that were farther apart from each other, it would have had an even more like vibrant effect. So, proof of concept, it worked. The nail polish is a viable option. But buy the colors you want, buy more than you think you need. Maybe at the end of the day, it's not saving you a bunch of money, but at least you're not sitting with like a gallon of paint on the shelf that you're never going to use again. I'm throwing away 15 little tiny bottles of nail polish, and I got a pretty cool graphic on my hood. 40 bucks, right? Can't beat that. All right, that's it for this dirt head shed. I got to get back in there and work on Mas Grande, get that thing ready for UA. Get out in your garage, work on your junk, do something weird and fun, and pick better colors than I did. That color's red. That color's not. That color's great. I need 2 of those. I'm gonna try this. Pearl, come on. All right, I think we got enough stuff here.